Let's take a minute to look at the mirror command and how you might use that on your Inventor drawing to get your top profile on. If you look at my top profile here, it is a little complex with a rounded shape, straight, and then rounding back over in the back, just trying to make it a little more aerodynamic and also decrease the weight a little bit. So back here on Inventor, what makes this so difficult are these curves. It does not always want to pick up the curves and cut them when you want. If your whole dragster body is curved, then you're going to have to use work planes and sketches to get a sketch on there. But I have a nice flat spot on the bottom and also on the top, so I could draw it in either place. I'm going to rotate it around to the bottom. I'm going to put a sketch on the bottom. And then again, it's very important for me to project all of this geometry so that I've got all of these edges that I can see and use as I'm making this next drawing. Okay? I'm going to switch my view back over to the wireframe with hidden edges so I can see where my axles are and everything. And I'm going to go back to my project geometry for just a minute because this line, this line, this line, I'm just going to project the ones that are not the axles. So you can see my two axles there. You can see my air holes that I need to avoid. I also like to trace over what I've drawn with the rectangle tool, and then take a line and put it right down, right down the middle, like so, so that I know where I'm going to mirror that around. Another thing, I know that my part is 1/4 of an inch thick in the middle, which is our minimum. So I like to draw another line in there and space these 1/2 of 1/4. Okay, so that would be 0.125. Space them 0.125 apart because that shows me how skinny I can get on my car. Now I want to just try to draw one side of my shape, and you want to be really careful to lock these into the edge. And then also, you don't want to end up outside the lines a little bit or anything like that, because that's when a lot of times Inventor won't pick up where you're wanting to cut at. So I'm going to go around the axle on one side, around the axle on the other side, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. And then I also kind of came back out here, back towards where my drill hole is. Maybe something a little bit like that, okay? Now that I have half of my profile drawn, I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to draw some of these lines in again to make sure that the computer picks them up, even though I traced it with a rectangle already. Then I'm going to come up to the mirror tool. I'm going to click on that. Now it's asking me what I would like to mirror, and I've got to pick every single line on this side of the center line, including the ones that I drew. And the edges, okay? So it looks like everything that lit up blue is what I clicked on, and that looks like all of my features on this side. So my mirror line is going to be this one, right in the middle that I drew. And now when I click apply, all of these features are going to show up on the other side. This is where it can get a little bit frustrating, but what you need to do is finish your sketch and go in and try to extrude all of these shapes out. If they will not extrude, then you're going to have to go back in and trace over the lines. You may end up doing this in multiple sketches, and I will help you with that because, like I said, sometimes it is a pain. But that's your basics on using the mirror tool, so you can try to extrude your top view.